I'm going to ask one of the champions in our community, Mr. Baldeo, to come up and address us today. And before he starts, I'm going to tell him, Albert, it's getting late.
Yes. Just take it from me and get the audience. Yes.
Namaste, Sitaram, Pranam. Brothers and sisters, here is the pride of what we share today. Mahatma Gandhi was one of us. He belongs to the same DNA that we have inherited from our foreparents who came as indentured servants and gave us a life in America. And this is the closest connection you will find, the greatest inspiration, that he is one of us. As a matter of fact, when I was growing up, and Doctor knows this too, he's a cardiologist, I became a magistrate and did well in life, achieved and also fell, and got up again, that in all of us, there is the ability to rise above adversity. And one thing I noticed when I came in here is that all of these officers have an Indian name. And we have never seen that before in our community years ago. And I want to congratulate them with a warm round of applause. They are the progress that our community has shown. Now, whereas in Guyana you hardly have any officers or in the military forces taking up law and order and law enforcement, here in America, you have a large swath of great young men and women who have followed in Gandhi's footsteps. And gentlemen, thank you very much for the inspiration. I looked at each and every badge I saw coming in, and I was proud to see that you're Indo-Caribbean and West Indian and also from India, having your roots there. But each of us have Mahatma Gandhi in us. And as a young man growing up looking for inspiration, you had Cherry Jagan, you had Rohan Kanhai, you had people like Ram Sahoy, people who distinguished themselves in law and medicine. But you always look for someone who looked like you. Someone who is of the same ancestry, the same ethnicity as you. And that is the driving force. And in all of us, including the great Dharmacharya, and all of us here who became successful, a lawyer, and a cardiologist, all of us, it was Mahatma Gandhi that made us proud. It was Mahatma Gandhi that gave us the face of human dignity. It was Mahatma Gandhi that you could look up to and say, I can truly belong. I truly belong in this world, and I can truly be a success in this world. Because nothing drives you more, and that is why I ran for office. Because there was no one looking or talking or sounding like me. And I knew that I had to cross that threshold so people can say, you know what? I could be like Albert Baldeo. I could be like him too. He's like me. He speaks like me. He's an immigrant like me. He's an immigrant like my father. And therefore, I can also be as successful as him. So brothers and sisters, that is the whole message of what Mahatma Gandhi brings to us. That is the legacy. That is the heritage. That is the pride that no one can take from you. And when we further learned that he was also the greatest man that ever lived, do you know that what meant to us? It meant the world to us. That here was an Indian. Here was one of us that became the greatest human being that ever lived in all humanity. How great is that, brothers and sisters? That you could have Albert Einstein and all these great names, and Mahatma Gandhi sits right up there, or in our local embodiment of Gandhi, that we can also be at the pinnacle of humanity. My brothers and sisters, there's no greater encouraging factor. There's no greater legacy. There's no greater heritage. There's no greater driving force than that. That when you see a man dressed in a loincloth, and do you know this? Mahatma Gandhi was never elected to political office. He never held public office. He didn't need to. He didn't need to be a prime minister like Nehru or a president like so many others. He just had to be who he was. He just had to be the change you want to see in the world. He just had to have the vision and the ability to inspire, the ability to bring changes, and change he brought. Because no one ever brought down the British Raj. The British Raj was a British Empire that sucked the blood of our ancestors and sucked the substance out of them. Mahatma Gandhi changed all that, changed the whole world, inspired Martin Luther King, as we heard today, inspired everyone. From Nelson Mandela to who named it to Barack Obama. They will always tell you that at the end of the day, the greatest man who ever lived is a person like yourself, from your same circumstances, from your same DNA, from your same Indian ancestry, whether it's Uttar Pradesh or wherever you came from, that we share that common greatness. And that, my brothers and sisters, is the greatest lesson that can inspire us, inspire our children, inspire generations, and it has. Because long after he's dead and gone, everyone still speaks of Mahatma Gandhi. Now in closing, how do we bring the legacy and the lessons of Mahatma Gandhi to our common day life today? Do we say, well, you know, Gandhi said, just don't retaliate? That is not what Gandhi meant, as Dharmchar was saying. Gandhi meant to put a positive contribution and a positive force into the world. So right here in Richmond Hill, all of you are little Mahatma Gandhis and Gandhijis and the female version of Gandhis. Because of the fact that you have achieved so much, you have built this place. This place is now called Little Guyana. Not in our thoughts, but in the geographic embodiment of the politics. Go to the map and Google Little Guyana, and you will see this Richmond Hill. It's called Little Guyana. And you're the ones who made that, so give yourselves a warm round of applause, because in doing that, you had the same journey like Mahatma Gandhi. You had to make yourselves known. You had to overcome barriers. You had to excel, and you had to sacrifice. And that is clear. So this embodiment here today is something we have to continue in our culture and our existence here. This is the landmark. This symbol, this here today, is what we must continue 29 years and 1,229 years forward. And you see these great people, Sri Lakshmi, Narayan Mandir, and all the great pandits here. Each and every one of them is a hero, because they carved the way to greatness for this community. So give them all a warm round of applause, all the pandits and Dharmachari here, Hardawar and everybody else, and all those great leaders whose names there that built mandirs like this. This wasn't built with federal and state money. This was built by this blood, sweat, and tears of all of you and your parents. And that is how we've continued to develop. And that is how we have to continue to thrive. And thrive we must. And in closing, how do you carry on the legacy of Mahatma Gandhi? You vote. You go out and you vote. You might not be able to say, well, I'm going to stand up with the stick and the goats and so on. That's beyond this now. Your strength lies in your ability to vote. And to vote for those who know your issues and can represent you. And that is why I ran for office, because I wanted to make sure we can do that. We can also be considered equal to everybody else. We can also be said, well, okay, they have arrived. And that is the whole purpose of being here today. That is the whole purpose of celebrating Mahatma Gandhi. And even if you have to go to jail to do that, you must rise above that, because Gandhi said, the greatest of a man lies not in when he is in situations of comfort and convenience, but when he's down and out and can pick himself up. And all of us have been there. Even the lawyer said she was there too when she was in that, and all of us will go through that. No matter how high we go, there will be moments of darkness. Even you as cops will have known that. There will be moments of darkness when you are not seen. And in order to be seen, you have to continue to follow Mahatma Gandhi, as beautiful and as great as he. Jai Hind, brothers and sisters, and let us continue to realize this great dream that Mahatma Gandhi bequeathed to us. Lord, God bless you and God bless our community. God bless Mahatma Gandhi, and may he continue to be a beacon for all of us. Thank you very much. Namaste, Sitaram, Pranam.